Hello, YouTube. This is the Gentleman Scholar coming to you with another book report. Um, little prelude first, prologue. Not the End of the World by Christopher Brookmyre. I remember buying this um, in Aberdeen, Scotland, in the Waterstones bookstore on Union Street, the main street of Edinburgh. I'm sorry, of Aberdeen. As you're heading, was it? As you're heading west out of town. Hold on, let's do the. Yeah, as you're heading west out of town. Um, yeah, I was walking to a good friend who I was staying with, and I walked in. Of course, a bookstore is a weakness to me, so I walked in there and I took advantage of this particular sale, three for £15, and yeah, I'm liking this book with me for the last 20 years. Let's see, where was I living? 1990. I was living on Beach Street, and I've moved twice since then. So this book has with me since, and I just kept seeing it. I really knew this book. I'll get to it eventually. Get to it eventually, and suddenly, as I was passing it by, I just grabbed it and decided to read it. And yeah, I guess you could say it's by strictest definition, it's tart noir, but it's really more of a thriller, more of a detective thriller. It reminds me of Elmore Leonard in his gonzo writing style. The last book I read from Elmore Leonard, of course, can I remember the name of the book? I don't, but it had to do with the Bay of Pigs invasion and how it led to, in the whole Kennedy mode of ruling and jockeying for power, and the whole book was populated full of psychos, yellow journalists, uh, also sociopathic government fixers, all doing the government's dirty work to basically engineer this war and prop up this administration. It was a fun read. Anyway, this book had that same vibe to it. It has a large cast of characters. I guess you could say the central one being Steph Kennedy, a coincidence, um, being a photographer from Glasgow, originally from Motherwell. And the book has many, many characters in it, and the dialogue is great, and the planning is insane. Um, Obviously, Christopher Brookmyre has a lot to say. This one basically thumbs its nose at fundamentalist Christianity and the hypocrisy therein. But entire paragraphs of the book are quotable. Great dialogue, very whip smart. And this is not to denigrate the book at all. I figured out the two. I figured out the big plot twist way before it happened, but that's that's not to denigrate the book because I'm just good at picking up clues. Um, Kind of reminded me of how the plot worked out. It kind of reminded me of The Watchmen a little bit. Um, Now remember, this book was published in the 1990s, and the 1990s, as we counted down towards the number changing over, 1990 to 2000, there was a lot of pre-millennial angst going on. I mean, the anxiousness was rising, people were getting restless. Uh, just before the numbers turned, 1940s swing was coming back into fashion, almost as they were afraid of the future. That kind of thing. You might have remember that being big for 5 minutes. And this book particularly captures that sweeping mass unrest and insanity going on that the villain of the book, Luther St. John, wants to take advantage of to enact his plot. Um, another major character is Madeline. Of course, I forget her last name, but Madeline is a porn star who basically didn't take it very, very seriously. She's trying to parlay her porn career into an actual film career. She's just running her success for what it takes, and she's okay with what she does. She's proud of what she does. It was her decision. She's okay with it. She figures she has the right to do it. And of course, her dad is a fundamentalist preacher who has a problem with it, and his buddy is Luther St. John. So she's basically been the whipping horse of this politician for years and years and years now. the whore of Babylon. She gets called the whole thing. So yeah, I mean, and the whole thing takes place in L.A., which is like a land of nutcases anyway. Yeah, a very cool read. I really really enjoyed. Very tightly plotted. Uh, an ensemble's worth of characters. An ensemble cast of characters. Great characterization. Excellent dialogue. Um, well, I'll just read you the blurb here. An oceanic research vessel goes missing in the Pacific. An evangelical media star holds a rally next door to a convention devoted to nubile cinematic entertainment. The LAPD knows there's going to be trouble, but they hadn't foreseen the presence of a Glaswegian photographer with an indecipherable accent and a strong dislike of hypocrisy, nor of a terrorist well equipped with semtex. Bullets, bombs, carnage, slaughter, depravity, hysteria, human sacrifice, mass destruction, bad hair. It's not the end of the world, but you can certainly see it from here. And all of that gets poured into this gigantic mulligan stew. That's just insanely fun to read. So yeah, now I've got to read the other Christopher Brookmyre books, which I'm assuming takes place in Scotland. I was I was reading a synopsis of his other books. I think they take place at Edinburgh. I can't pronounce it correctly. Scotland's capital city. So yeah, I'll be looking that one up. Luckily, you can get these books in the states again. States now versus before you couldn't. But yeah, it only took me 20 years to get to it, and it was a really really fun read. I enjoyed it. Had a lot to say. A big axe to grind. And I have to say, I well, I actually kind of agree with, but anyway, if you want like a really good, well plotted read, check it out. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't imagine the research that went into doing this book. I mean, Christopher Brookmyre must have a very manic personality and a very, very high work ethic. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. So, pick it up and enjoy. All the best. This is a gentleman scholar. Out.